Hi, my name is Eric Vale, and I play the character of Trunks in DragonBall Z, among other things.
Hello.
Hey!
I think I got it.
All right!
Oh, awesome. He's Colleen Clinkenbeard. Thank you. I'm Colleen Clinkenbeard, and I play Gohan and Android 18 in Kai and On, and I play Mai and Princess Snake and Zanya in the rest of the universe.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Mike McFarland. I play Master Roshi. Hell yeah! And I play Yajurobi, and I play Glass's boyfriend of Gohan from college.
Glass's boy.
And I play Android 8, and I play a bunch of guys that go, Grah! Those kind of guys.
Mike also directed Dragon Ball.
I did. I forgot about that. I did direct Dragon Ball with no letter after it, just a ball.
I'm Christopher Sabat. I'm the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo and Yamcha and whatever else they threw me on because they didn't have enough actors back then. And I was the voice director for Dragon Ball Z, and I'm the producer on Dragon Ball Super. I do a lot of casting on it, some directing, but mostly that's being heralded by Raleigh these days.
Boo! Oh, I mean, yay!
Look, I'm trying to give the guy some credit now, so Raleigh Pickens.
He was the unsung hero for a long time.
He is. He like has the most unfortunate name for somebody who's like kind of really into electronic music and into like German culture. Raleigh Don Pickens.
He should be a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
The taste just can't be. All right.
You eat Raleigh?
Oh no.
He's singing
Last
theme
question.
song in a
We
row.
should move on. You know.
I want to throw this.
Okay, so who has a question
really
so
nearby.
Colleen can all throw this?
You're
part?
nearby. I get the easy one.
Alright.
He'll make his way back.
Alright. I had a question for Chris.
Yeah.
A crossover question to start off. So, assuming this sport could last the whole time, how well do you think All Might would have done with Cameron and Tower?
I'll take this. No ball. He's not very strong and doesn't have any friends.
I could answer that, but Eric did a fine job. He has limited power, so who knows? That's his thing. Like when anyone asks if All Might can beat someone else or not, I usually end up saying something like, "Well, he does have a mortal injury, so there comes a certain point at which he probably would not fare very well."
They have to handicap him somehow.
That's true.
So his name's kind of a misnomer.
He should be like most kind of
Might.
Some might, all might asterisks.
Yeah. Might not be available all times in all areas.
Throw it. Oh my gosh, catch it.
I had a question for Chris. Do you ever mess with Eric about like the father-son thing you guys have on DBZ?
I'll take this. Yes, he does. Mainly by ordering me around in my own home. And then I have to sleep on the couch while he takes my wife.
Again, Eric did a wonderful job answering that question.
This is kind of for all of you. What kind of advice do you have for up-and-coming voice actors and people who just kind of want to get into that kind of career?
Eric should take that.
I'll take it. Don't. I love giving advice to people who are going to take work away from me.
My advice is just to get involved in the production industry. That's kind of how a lot of us ended up in this in the first place. We were all able to do so many other things. Eric is a writer, and he's a director, and Mike is a writer, and a comedian, and a singer, and director. Like, all of us have multiple talents. Colleen does some other things. I'm not sure.
Multiple.
No, Colleen came
Plus
from...
ultrasounds.
she came from a theater background, and she works in production. All of us have to do a lot of other things. None of us can really exist solely as voice actors. There's very few of us, especially in Texas. California, maybe it's a different story, but my advice is just get involved in all things production. Volunteer to be a production assistant on a film. You've got to be shooting some films here, or you really kind of have to start at the bottom and get yourself as networked as possible without being annoying. Just try and be helpful to as many people as possible, because eventually you're going to have somebody that you know that ends up having to need some voiceover on a film or a show or something, and then if you just keep practicing your skills at home, you'll be very quick to be the one to jump in and go, I can help you with that. I can have a home recording set up, or I know how to do that, I can jump in, and then your skill set will be already fairly honed. You won't feel nervous about it, and that's kind of where you have to be ready to get your first start. That's my advice.
And I know I also come from a theater background like Colleen does. Eric, you do too, don't you? So the training for that, I think, is training for all acting. Well, people are like, yeah, but I just want to do voice acting. Well, the key word is acting. So go through acting classes, get up on the boards, have a script in hand. If you can get through the level of that sort of nervousness and that sort of responsibility and that sort of everything like that, that's going to help you with all other aspects of acting. Also, I highly suggest improvisation, because it makes you make quick decisions on the spot, and you also have to sometimes come up with your own dialogue. We don't tend to do that. We tend to have scripts and things like that, but sometimes the lines don't quite fit or whatever. So if you've been in character for a long time and the line doesn't quite fit, you know how your character would find some other way to say this to make it fit better. Yeah.
And once you've gotten kind of your feet in all of those puddles, voice acting workshops are a really good idea, and most cities have them somewhere, and they're not only good for training grounds, but usually the people who are running them are people who have some kind of tie within the industry, if you find a good one, and then if they really think that you're doing a good job, they would know what to do to get you to move on to the next level. So at least in Texas, voice acting workshops are good. Eric already answered all the questions.
And then approach Eric once you feel like you're ready. I will help you.
He's very approachable.
I just discovered the flaw in this system.
How's your face, man?
You alright, bud?
How you doing? You should get like a
He's invincible!
oh my.
It's not Yamcha.
He took the mic directly in his face!
Never seen anything like it!
Okay, so, hey, big fan of the show since I was a kid. I had one question. That's what would happen if it wasn't Goku, but instead was Broly or Vegeta Raditz? Still a simple question. Or if Bardock members prevented the destruction of Planet Vegeta.
Oh.
It was pretty ill. Here, Chris, sorry.
That's for Chris.
Yes, Chris. I imagine if that would have been the case, then the Planet Vegeta would still survive. Would that mean that Frieza still exists?
Oh, he would probably be Vegeta.
Okay, so they would vanquish Frieza. Yeah. But someone like Broly would be in charge now, or something.
Also, I did have an idea for a spin-off.
Okay, I'd like to hear that.
For a Japanese spin-off.
Okay. There actually is a Jacko spin-off already. Did you know that? Yeah, there is.
What? He's throwing it? Everybody pay attention to where he's throwing it, please.
In case you are interested, there is a manga for Jocko, and it's called Jocko the Space-Time Controller. So you can read about Jocko if you ever wanted to. It's actually a really funny manga.
The more you know.
Yeah. There's also a manga floating around out there that was released in Japan that's sort of officially sanctioned by Toei, even though it wasn't a Toei project. It was called The Case of Being Reborn as Yamcha. And you can find it. There's people who've translated parts of it.
Is it just a long list of obituaries?
It is. This is about an otaku, like a really huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, who hits himself on the head and then finds himself at the beginning of the Dragon Ball Z story in Yamcha's body, with all the knowledge of all of Dragon Ball Z. And so he becomes the hero of Dragon Ball Z. It's really, really funny. It's awesome.
Hold on, before you ask your question, I want to tell everybody in the room, from now on, whoever has the box has to yell the word throwing before they throw it. So we can avoid dangers. Alright, safety first.
Alright.
Hi guys, get to the box.
Dad.
I have a funny question. Whenever you guys get like spam calls or something, do you like think of them like doing voices of characters you do, or just improvise?
I think Eric has a recording. Monica does. Monica Rial will pretend to be a kid who has to go get her mom.
She also does horrible things like, I looked at Grandpa when he's in the tub and he's not saying anything. I can't get in the tub!
I hope Eric is pulling up what I think he is.
I can't play that in this room. Sorry. But I have another one. I'm just gonna find it.
I have recently found an application. See, I used to like to mess with people, but actually just kind of annoys me at this point because I'm just getting frustrated with all the robocalls. I found an app called Robo Killer for the iPhone, and it not only allows you to, it filters spam phone calls, it will allow you to record your pre-recorded messages to mess with them as well. I can play you one that just recorded yesterday. Unfortunately, it was a real person that really needed to reach me about a credit card. But I can tell, here's the flaw with this particular app. Here's the thing that actually is wonderful. Go ahead and play back later. And so it gets actually do all the work of ranking them for you. And it goes like this. Let's see. And this goes on for a while. I felt really bad. But I don't always feel too bad because it's blocked about 500 calls since I've done it.
I don't do it because I'm lazy and it takes effort.
That was really funny.
And you can record several different ones and have them like randomly play all in three.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm making the program.
He's the one who said it.
Oh, okay.
I recorded it.
What's up?
Not much. How you doing?
You're my favorite fan, obviously. You get that from a lot of DragonBall Z fans.
Thank you. I know you're talking to me and not anyone else.
I just noticed that I haven't watched the English stuff. I read an article about you all actually got one of the reprising Vegeta roles that were from the Ocean dub.
Yeah.
And like most of them have been like missing in action. So what is it like to get them to just dub that particular episode? Was it like troublesome or?
Not at all.
You have to go out in the woods and find him?
Yeah. I sent up the Brian Drummond symbol. It's like a giant 9001 that you just shoot into the sky. And he appears. No, I'll be honest, I was about to go in and record that episode, and I was kind of bummed out about it because it didn't really, between us friends here, I didn't really love the episode that much. I'm like, man, Vegeta, like, he gets, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but he gets cloned, and I'm like, I don't like the way they're handling the fight. He's not even getting to fight himself. It's kind of lame. And so I was about to record it, and I'm like, I wish we could do something more. And oh my gosh, I should use Brian Drummond for this, because I'm friends with him on social media, thank you, Twitter. I messaged him about it, asking if he'd want to do it, and he said absolutely, so he did.
Like, why did the original Goku voice actor, he's been missing action? Like, I hardly heard anything from him. He wanted to, like, Transformer G-War from Beast Wars.
Those guys keep themselves pretty busy, though. Like, they're super busy actors. Plus, the original voice of Goku also is a film actor as well. Are you talking about Columbus? Peter Columbus?
I think that's his name.
Look it up. He's got a lot of credits, actually. Look him up on IMDb. Those guys, Vancouver is like a huge hub of voice acting and film talent. So those guys were all veterans before we even showed up.
Vancouver's a Canadian Hollywood.
Yeah.
Wrong with it.
Roll with it.
My message for you, man. Like, we all know you're double duty and all the hell with the voiceover stuff. But do you ever wake up in the middle of the night having nightmares thinking Scott McNeil might show up on his Harley from hell and try to take Piccolo back?
At this point, I would probably give it to him, actually. I'd be happy to see Scott McNeil. I haven't seen that dude in a long time. He's awesome. If there was one person I would give the role to, I would give it to Scott. Scott's gonna be.
Alright, so I'm going to ask everyone not to boo me when I ask this question. But
That's a great way to start.
you're making friends. But I'm sure you've heard that Superman beat Goku and everybody's super sore about it. Would Vegeta exploit the kryptonite weakness in order to beat Superman, or would he just, like Goku, continue pounding on a steel wall till he died?
Oh, dude, Vegeta would take any opportunity he could to beat Sabat. So that meant like wearing an entire outfit of kryptonite and vomit, like eating kryptonite until you vomit. He would do that, and he, unlike Goku, wouldn't probably go, "Hey, Sun, you know what? We should get you to power up as much as possible and fly him to like as close to the sun as humanly possible." So I think Vegeta would have a good chance. He'd be ruthless. Superman's kind of nice, so we'll see. No one booed you, actually. See? It's only been in class.
Right, Sean.
That's awesome.
Panel's over!
Couple questions. So, what's your favorite video game you've ever played?
I haven't played video games since PS2, so Champions of Nora and Baldur's Gate.
What's a video game?
Pong.
Eric's really in touch.
Don't.
Oh god, what's happening?
We're gonna take our relationship to that level.
It said pony.
Am I just too attractive for you, Colleen?
I just can't take it.
Breath of the Wild is amazing recently. And also, probably Red Dead Redemption is still one of my favorite games of all time. I love riding around the horse, picking flowers and stuff. Oh, and shooting people.
I don't know, so I'm gonna say Dwarf.
Dwarf.
Yeah, it shows my age. Dwarf. So they combined like Space Invaders and Galaxian and 5 other games into one game. It was one of the first games that could talk, so as you walk by the arcade, it will insert Colleen.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to. It told me to.
In all honesty, I'm like neck deep right now in Tom Clancy's not Wildlands. I just finished that one, but it's the Road.
Wild Thornberries?
Rainbow Six.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking.
My favorite one to be in was Borderlands. So I fully approve of that list.
Okay, so for my second question, if you've ever heard or played Tekken, what's your favorite Tekken character?
Oh, man.
That one was really easy to button mash.
I played Paul Phoenix in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, so I can cheat and say me. But I like playing as Nina Williams because I like to see a woman kick a dude's butt left and right. I think it's great. Over and over again.
I never got into Tekken. Don't kill me. Yeah. Don't kill me.
That's him.
Well, those things have microphone.
This is like a weird team building exercise.
Somebody call.
So, I have a question that I think every Dragon Ball fan has been wanting to know for decades. Since I know that we got the voice actor of Vegeta and the voice actor of Trunks, how did Vegeta explain to Trunks about the birds and the bees?
What birds and bees? You think Vegeta would do that? He'd say something like,
I mean, he is a bad father.
just hit her and take her.
If Trunks knew anything, I would be far less frustrated right now.
Mom, how do you make a baby?
When two people love each other very much, and one of them is completely passed out.
Ooh, favorite joke.
Congrats to Roshi on this.
I really don't know how to follow that. This is a question to all you guys. Is there any character that truly destroys your voice, or is it just the power-ups? Is there any way I can get you guys to sign back my jersey?
Yeah, you can wear blinds.
I did think
I found it the most difficult fighting-wise to stay in baby Vegeta's voice and do all the screaming, because that's a pretty harsh voice for me. So there.
Luffy hurts the most. Luffy hurts worse than Gohan. Everybody kept talking about joining Dragon Ball Z, and like I was really excited to finally join Dragon Ball Z, but also kind of worried because I kept hearing about people almost passing out the booth. Luffy is so much harder than Gohan. Now, to be fair, I didn't have to do as much of it.
There's a lot more Luffy in the show.
Yeah. Yes.
Tournament announcer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Even Chris has PTSD with the tournament. It's worse than the video games because he screams all of his dialogue all the time. So, what I would recommend you do if you want to know what it's like, just walk around your day and scream at everyone every single thing you say. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Martial Arts Tournament! Could someone please grab me a coffee? Also, I need the phone! I left my wife at home and she has no money!
And then multiply that by 1,000 because he's in the booth for 3 to 4 hours doing this on shit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oddly enough, the one voice that ever made me lose my voice, you'd think it'd be Vegeta or Piccolo or one of these guys.
It was actually Recoome, because in order to do that voice, you have to hold the back of your throat open real hard.
And over an extended period of time, this muscle right here just becomes like completely achy and inflamed, and it just destroyed my voice. I couldn't talk. I had to go to an ENT after that. It's the only time I've ever lost my voice was after excessive Recoome voice.
Is that what they put on your form?
Excessive Recoome. Yeah, it's ERV.
ERV.
that's the real reason we go.
Yeah.
I think Maso in Shin-Chan made this one little muscle under here, like, pop at one point, and I had to hold my chin in one place.
That right there?
Yes.
So you get a Charlie horse.
Yes, you get a Charlie horse.
I do too. That makes me
you
laugh.
have to, like, leave the booth and look ridiculous for a while.
Yeah, you start doing that.
Right
there. Yeah.
You know, the most horrible I've felt as a director is when I'm working with Mike on a video game, when it's all time for the little short pulsey sound, like because Mike, and this happened to me once, so now I understand, Mike gets horrific hiccups during the middle of it. And I feel bad because he's like a 15-minute break. He'll just go like, I got okay, that's fine.
When they kick in, I can usually do one or two, and then the hiccup starts, and I wait 5 seconds or so, and then do it again, and it's okay. But the hiccup will be there for a little while. We're going to trump through. Especially if they're like short bursts of those reactions go, start doing that.
Hiccups are the worst.
It's like he's doing these punching reactions, and it's like punching him back.
So my question is kind of for everybody. I just kind of want to know, from watching other panels and stuff, where Sean said things like he had really thought that Captain Ginyu was his best job when he was auditioning and everything like that, and he really thought he nailed it and he ended up getting Goku. Has anything like
Consolation prize.
Right. Has anything like that ever happened to you guys in different shows and you did?
That happened to me with Mike. I auditioned for One Piece, and I auditioned for Robin and Nami, because I thought those were my best shots at being in the show. And then Mike was like, okay, but can you read for Luffy? And that immediately made me nervous, as I had not been in the audition before.
I had heard her do a spunky boy voice in some other series.
Meet the Vandal Busters. The
Yeah.
only time I'd done it before.
Yeah, it was Meet the Vandal Busters.
Yeah.
And so I heard her do that, and I was like, but I heard that, so please do that for this character, and let me hear that tape. And it worked out.
I'm so
And then she hates me forever.
I love you forever for that.
Ruined everything.
My voice.
I think probably Fruits Basket. I was really sure I was going to get the voice of Tori, and then Justin goes, "I've got a different character in mind for you." And I ended up playing a guy named Ayame, which was the opposite of any character I've ever played in the show. So I was like, "Hey, I want a tough guy who can shoot fire out of his hands." Like, how about a cross-dresser who wants to make out with boys? Like, okay.
If you want to get real close to real life.
Too close to the chest.
I'm hardline about it. I don't put myself into my work that deeply. I audition and leave, and then I do the character and go. I learned a long time ago that if I spend time thinking about that, I'll just go nuts and I'll just dwell on it. So I kind of check out as much as I can.
That is a really good question for you, actually, because you are so much that way. Is there any project that you go in and you're like, I'm actually too excited about this, I need to stop eating?
Okay, it happened one time, but this is where I learned it. I'll tell you the story where I learned it. Okay, so who's seen Animal House? Right? That's not enough people, but okay. So there's this actor, he started Animal House, he was in the West Wing, his name's Tim Matheson, right? He's one of my favorite actors, I love him. He was directing a movie, this was at the beginning of my career. So I was in my late 20s, and I got an audition for him. He was directing this movie, and it was in Houston, so I got my lines ready, memorized, drove down to Houston, it's a 5-hour drive, and memorized my lines the whole time, was totally off book, walked into the room, there's a row of 15 people and Tim Matheson, and I blinked. Because I wanted it so bad. I was like, my desire was bigger than my work ethic. And so I walked in, I'm like, alright, oh crap. And forgot everything. I had to grab script pages off the table to read my lines because I couldn't remember any of it. I did 2 takes of the audition reading with somebody behind the table. And at the end of it, I swear, Tim Matheson, like the second read ends and it's just like this. For a second. And Tim Matheson gets up, walks around the table, comes over to me and goes, "You're a really good actor."
Oh, that's nice.
And excused me from the room.
Oh.
And after that, I'm like, wow, I gotta check out if I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. Because that crushed me. And I went home and I cried and I cried and cried. I cried a little bit.
Was that before or after that movie that you and I shot together in Waco?
It was after. It was
Okay.
after. But it was not long after. I mean, like within a year of that.
That's where you and I met, right?
Yeah. I've known you longer than anybody. Because I was in 96.
Back in 96.
Woo!
I do have a funny story about auditioning for a Budweiser commercial one time. It was an on-camera thing, and they brought people in groups to kind of improv the scene, because they were just looking for people hanging out in the background or something like that, just people just doing their thing. And so they go, all right, go. And I was in a group of a few people, and I go, hey, guys, this is awesome. Pass me another Guinness. And and at the end, the casting director goes, well, you just auditioned for a Budweiser commercial and you just dropped the Guinness thing. He goes, well, good luck to you. And I still booked it.
Before we move on, Chris has got to tell his Garth Brooks story.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Okay.
my favorite.
So, I was on a commercial one time with Garth Brooks. And please, if you put this on the internet, don't tag him or anything like that. Because he is a really nice guy. But so for some reason, they cast me in this Garth commercial that had starring Garth Brooks about this box set that was coming to Walmart a billion years ago. Like, I don't even remember when it was. It was over Christmas time. So I went out to shoot this commercial. And my only line was I literally had to walk up to the house. I had to I had to walk up to the house, and I had to be saying something to myself as I was going up to the house, and I had to say something to this guy, like, "Dude, check it out! I got a gun!" And it sounds like a venereal disease or something like that. And that was it. So, and so I was supposed to bring my friend, and I was supposed to be bringing Garth Brooks with me. So they start, they call action. It's been a long time since I thought about the story. And I'm running up with Garth Brooks next to me. I'm like, "Man, you're going to love my friend's house." It's like, this is all stuff that's not ever going to be heard. It's supposed to be just two people talking to each other as they're running up towards someone's house. So I'm like, "Man, you love my friend's house. He's got a bunch of video games, every system. He's got PS4. And they finish that tape, and he goes, "Oh, maybe you could, next time, talk about my albums and stuff." And I go, "I didn't know any of his albums." So it's like, okay. And so the next take, I'm just like, "Man, you're gonna love this guy. He's got all of their album, and he's got the one who's wearing the hat on it, and he's like a rock star and stuff. And I just can't remember. I just don't know all of them, but he's got all of them. You're really gonna like that guy." Needless to say, we didn't get along that well. But because it was Garth Brooks, they were like, everyone from Walmart, the whole client was there, and they were just going to do anything they wanted to do. And they're like, "Don't you think maybe we should turn the camera around and get a tight close-up on my face?" And I go, "But Garth, we'd have to turn the entire set around. That would take that'll take an extra day for us to do what you're asking." He's like, "Don't you think that'd be a good idea?" And so we had to stay an extra day and a half.
They paid you for an extra day and a half.
And you know what's crazy? They ended up, we were all on set. I just had to stand there, and they put that camera on his face. And believe it or not, all of us fell in love with Garth Brooks. He had this magical stare, and the more that you stared at it, the more you were just drawn into Garth Brooks. And I'm not even kidding. I was like, "That is a handsome cowboy right there." And you wouldn't believe that people love Garth Brooks, probably still do, and they were people hiding up in trees, watching they were climbing up trees.
They were very happy about that close-up.
Yeah. And he was very nice to women and children, not necessarily to anyone else really, but I always just felt like he was like a robot that was programmed to be nice to women and children. And he loved to ask women, "So when are you going to have babies?"
What?
Well, and that's why I was like, "What? He goes, Darling, when are you going to have babies?" She said, "I didn't have babies. I'm not going to have babies." Like, "Oh, come on, you got to have some babies."
Oh, Lord.
He was an
That's
interesting dude.
inappropriate.
Very, very nice. I still think he's a robot. Oh, and apparently you're not supposed to mention Chris Gaines around. Chris Gaines was his alter ego, where at one point he decided, "I'm not going to be a country western star. I'm going to be a rock musician."
Yeah, did you mention it?
I only did when I was running up that one time. And then the producer was very quick to go, "You don't mention the Chris Gaines in front of Garth." I'm like, "Sorry, I'm going to do my thing."
Chris, at our next panel, I would like to do a dramatic reading of the liner notes from Chris Gaines' album.
Oh, God, yes.
Alright, more questions.
Sorry.
Hi there. Hi. So I obviously love your characters, so I would like to know a little bit more about you all. What is the weirdest fan encounter you've had?
Some of them shouldn't be mentioned.
Yeah. They're all so normal, though. Once you've done it so long, there's sort of the weirdness of the encounters get less and less and less.
Yeah, which time that I signed a condom do you want to talk about?
Is there one brand that seems to be more prevalent than the others?
You know what? It's actually usually the organic, the ones that are not big brand.
I see.
It's interesting. Right? Am I like a crunchy person? I'm a crunchy granola. I think you only read the organic condoms.
Well, if you're going to get an autograph, so you're not going to waste all your money on the condom. You want to get the cheapest condom.
I've had people show up at my house, delivering pizza. They call me out for it. That was weird. I've had people try to chase my wife down at a convention, and they were tackled by security. She was tackled by security. Not my wife, this other woman who was like 19 years old, about this tall. That was really good to watch. She just bolted after my wife. She asked the guy, "Is that Trunks' wife?" And so my wife's walking away, and he goes, "Yeah," and she just takes off, and these dudes climbed over tables and just and tackled her like football players, and she cried, and my wife was.
I have a super creepy one actually. This wasn't at a convention, but I got a call one time from somebody, and they were like, "Hey, this is Jennifer Lee from high school." I was like, "Oh, I do not remember anyone's name at all, and I'm so embarrassed about that I'll just like read it pretty much anything." And this one, she's like, "Hey, I'm in town. I have a convention. We should get a drink or something like that." I'm like, "Well, I guess I can do that." Jennifer Lee, God, it's been so long. Wow. I've got a few minutes. Like we could catch up or something like that. Let's meet somewhere. That'd be great. And so a few hours pass, and I'm about ready to go, and I get a call from a friend of mine who works as a stylist at Nordstrom. And she goes, "Hey, there is somebody here getting styled for clothing." And she said, "I've got a date tonight with DragonBall Z voice actor." And she was like, I feel like she was, I asked, she was, it was Chris, and she thought, I thought you might want to know that. Are you going on a date tonight with somebody? I go, all right, this makes perfect sense. So I still went though, because that was more interesting. I'm like, I want to see this person who, I want to figure out how this all went down. So I show up, and sure enough, she walks in the door. And I have no clue. I've never seen this person in my freaking life. So I'm like, "So, how you doing? How's high school? Like, what classes did we have together?" She's like, science or whatever. I'm like, "Man, do you remember that street? What's the street that went around high school?" I can't remember. She couldn't answer anything. I'm like, "Look, I know 100% that you did not go to my high school. What the heck is this all about?" And she goes, "Okay, I work for the DMV, and I got your information out of the DMV. I'm like, all right, well,
that's super illegal.
Let's finish these drinks real fast, and I'm going to be on my way. Thank you very much. Because you have to be polite at that point, because she knows all my information.
You just gave them a handbook of how to go out on a date with you.
Yeah.
First, they got to get a job at the DMV.
Just study in high school.
Oh, that was creepy, though. Uh-oh, the cube, we've lost.
It died! Can I just go with this?
Yeah.
I think so. First random question, and also random. Whoever was playing that clip of Neo Brandos saving the world, I love him for it. Secondly, adding on to the whole voice acting and animation program. Obviously, what's that? Clint's kind of fit. And of course, he hates it. Of course, not hates it, but hating character. But whenever someone goes and say, "Hey, can you keep going?" It's like, "Can't do it!" and stuff like that. It's like, "No, this really has my voice," and stuff like that. Is there a line whether you get, whether it be just annoyed or like, "Well, I'm going to do this out from the show"? Anyone you get asked all the time, that's just like, I have to.
No, not really. I'm actually just a professional. I'll just do whatever. I'm just kidding.
Say over 9,000.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, it is a bit weird when people come up and ask me to do Team 4-star quotes because I just don't know, I don't know them all. So sometimes they'll come up and go, "Hey, can you screw hairy pajamas or something?" And Vegeta was like, "What's that even from?" Oh, it's a Team 4-star quote. I'm like, "Oh, cool, that makes total sense why I'd be doing this right now." I got to work. Yeah, I always feel bad for Vic when he comes in for the sessions because I know it destroys his voice. It's like the one voice that's so far outside of his typical wheelhouse that it. And Mike McFarland's to thank for that, and Mike McFarland gets all the credit for putting Vic on a voice that just absolutely breaks his throat. He wanted to do it. He did want to do it. He probably could do it again. Yes.
Last question!
I guess this goes with what we were just talking about. Hopefully you don't get annoyed me asking this. I know it's a Dragon Ball Z panel, but could we hear some lines from your One Piece characters?
I'm Zoro. I like to take naps and I get drunk. Luffy!
I'm Sanji. Cooking.
Stupid straw hat, I'll kill him!
I'm gonna be king of the sands.